Welcome back to Average Mike. This is part 3 of the garage organization project. So I had the previous snaps, I had my 3 shelves over in this direction. Now you watch me as part 1, there was the workbench. Part 2 was the shelves on the other side of the garage. Part 3 is this, the pegboards and the shelf here. I put them all back so I could put my coolers on top. And we gained about 40 to 60 square foot of storage space now that this organization's done, so that all this junk gets up on them shelves. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side. Continue with the garage build, right? So, or garage organization, let's call it. Let's go with like part 3. So we did the shelves. That's what that looks like over here. We did the shelves over here. That was pretty good. Still haven't put anything. There's the wife. Still haven't put anything up on the shelves yet. Still want to get everything up on the walls that we can before we start filling the walls. All right. So, oh God. So step 1 was building the bench. I did that. I leveled it. We're looking good now. Now I'm gonna put the pegboards on. So this kit that came with the Amazon workbench kit, and again, the link for the kit it will be in the description below. Came with the workbench, the hardware for the workbench, the black pieces, and the hardware for the shelves. The black pieces, hardware. It's hard plastic. So what we're doing now is, the other thing came with a stainless steel pegboard, right? Pretty nice, pretty solid, nice gauge to it. But the important thing is, unlike the ones you get from like the hardware store, the Home Depots, it has a lip, so it's already raised up. So it comes with its own hanging, comes with its own mounting kit. You know, those happy little inserts you put on the wall that never seem to always stay and breaks more sheetrock than anything. Well, I'm skipping that process because I already left the cleats up from my old existing shelves that I built a couple years back. So I took them all down. I reused them over there. So we basically have the same amount of storage space that I had before. But now I'm actually using space that I didn't use before. I gained a workbench. I gained a whole 8-foot storage on the bottom here, as you can see from the workbench. So that's going to be extra storage. So not only did I have the same amount of storage that I had before, I added another, what's that? 2 foot by 8, that's under 16 square foot of storage. I'm going to put this shelf back in, this one here. I'm going to put this back up on here. So that's actually going to be an additional shelf than I didn't have before, because I gained the one over there from the bottom, which I wasn't using. So it was there, I just didn't use it. Anyway. So we're gonna put this here. So I was thinking, maybe just mount it really quick, really easy. Since I leveled the board, I already had the cleats up, so I just need to mount it. Boom, boom. I'm actually gonna move this one to slide it up, and I'm not gonna let it sit on the table. I'm gonna lift it off the table just a little bit, off the workbench a little bit, just in case. I was thinking this puppy can move, right? So I didn't mount it to the wall. I'm thinking about putting casters on it. And then build little ramps that holds it in place. It's level because the garage slopes down good 3 inches from the 8 foot that it starts, right? So still in design there. But anyway, so I'm gonna keep these one boom boom right next to each other. It should give me enough space to put my the top of my tool chest, the Craftsman tool chest over here. That way my tools are right here on the bench. But if I do that, I can no longer move this anymore. So I'm still debating that. Whether I need it, because I did buy a movable cart with a workbench top surface that opens up. So I may not need it, and I might finally decide this might be too clunky to roll in and out for big projects. Also, I can move that tool chest if I ever really did need it for big projects. But this top's made of MDF and plywood, so it's not really great in the weather. So still gonna debate it. I don't know what to do. Anyway, maybe you guys can comment below, help me out here a little bit on the design piece of it, see what you guys did on your garages and how well you guys organized. I'm just trying to get as much stuff off the ground and into the shelves possible, into shelf space that's unusable airspace now within the garage. It's a let's call it a 1 3/4 inch car garage because it doesn't really fit 2 cars, even though it's said that's how they sold the house. Anyway. All right, so I'm going to continue with this here. I am going to use the screws that they came with because it has those wide flange screws. That way it does grip the sheet metal the way it's supposed to grip the sheet metal. I'm not using this, the incess. The other thing I'm going to do, in order to mount this shelf up here again, I'm going to actually do the same thing I did up here, which I took a 2x6, and I just kind of, you can see what I did here. I kind of put it on a 45-degree angle and mounted it to the stud. I bought an angle cleat, or an angle iron there for decks. They sell a 2x6 angle. So I just mounted to the top shelf and kind of kept that. That's where I keep all my paints and all my toxic stuff so the kids don't get into it. That's a really good shelf. That's an 8-foot shelf. I must have like 60 bottles or gallons of paint up there. Who knows if they're good? I don't know. Again, one of those things where you shove it in there, you keep it just to keep the color code, and then who knows if you're ever going to use it again. I don't know. By the time we'll use it again, the style's out and we're changing the colors anyway. So I'm going to cut this on an angle like this to then do the same thing with this shelf over here. So because I'm doing that, I don't want to mount this thing right up against the wall, against the window. So I'm going to come off the window a little bit to give myself some room. So this is just an easy. This is just a 1x. That should be enough structure for it to keep the shelf. Again, that top shelf's only going to be for my coolers, empty coolers, and aren't really that heavy. You know, it's just pretty. Maybe it's like 5 pounds or something. You know, that's that one. I got a Yeti over there. That might be a little heavier. Either way, it's probably rated for 60, 70 pounds or something like that, maybe even more. And it's only a 4-foot run, so it's not too bad. If it falls, it's empty coolers. If they fall, they fall. Right? It's not like I'm breaking glass. All right, so we're gonna do that now. I'm gonna mount this thing. Like I said. Mounting it mounts on a stud, and you can kind of hang on it yourself. But so yeah, just check it one more time, make sure it's level. It is. We're good to go. So now what we're gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna mark the center lines here now, but I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. Am I gonna do it differently? I don't know if I'm gonna do it differently. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do it differently. So we're gonna go ahead and move this guy over. Actually, because I'm gonna put the cleat here, I don't need to do that. Cool. So I'm gonna go to the top of this guy, right? Which gives me about 1 inch on the bottom, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and mark it just like I did the other one, right? Take a pencil, go through. Okay, mark that hole. So I got that hole marked now. I'm going to do the same thing and make it level. Why doesn't that look like it's in the middle? Even though this is in the middle. Let me double check. It is way off. Way to have it. I marked it. I guess there was a mark there before. I drew the wrong line. All right, that's why you double check. There we go. I'm just gonna draw lines all over my garage wall. Who cares, right? Let's double check it just in case. Here we go. A structural piece, but I did tack it into 2 of the studs. It will twist and turn, but once I have it, this is structural, So once I put this in, that's really just to keep it from the metal from flexing. So I'm gonna take this one out because this not had to not go through, and all it's doing is holding it off on the wall. It's holding it off on the wall, and it was kind of making me upset. So back to putting these guys up. So I'm gonna do this again. I had those lines that I drew, right? So I'm gonna make sure, because this is level, I'm gonna make this flat with the top. All right? That way, they're nice and level on the pegboard. So I got the markings on the side. I got this thing level at the top. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a screw right in there. You know what the problem is? This drill bit is jacked up. Pretty good, pretty tight. Excellent. So that's that. Now I can hang on I have a whole kit that I bought for my old pegboard. Again, Amazon had like a ridiculous sale on pegboard pieces. But basically just, oopsie. Like, and again, I'll just put this on there for purposes. So there. That's upside down. That was right. Oh. No, that was right. I was right. So on this guy, I'm not gonna hang these guys. You know, not a lot of these ones. These ones tend to be the ones that have like your longer tools. I'm gonna leave that pegboard over here because that pegboard's mounted like 6 foot, 7 foot height, and you know, it's 4 foot down, so it's a little taller and it has your room. So here it doesn't room. I'm really using this kind of as a backsplash to the workbench. There we go, workbench. So there we go. Anyway, that's part 3 of the garage reorganization project. So we did the workbench. You've seen that in part 1. Part 2 was the shelves, and part 3 where the pegboard is the pegboard itself. And then, you know, obviously I'm not gonna waste your time putting all the pegs on here, but what I'll do is once we're all said and done, with all the pegs and everything's organized, I'll take a snapshot. I'll show you what before and after looks like, and then you guys can click, love, subscribe, hit the little notification button. That'd be awesome. We appreciate all the support, and thank you for watching all the videos you guys watched. And again, we appreciate you. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. We're about a little over a year into this project of Average Mike, which has been super fun with my brother-in-law, who's the other Mike. He has a lot more videos right now than I do, so I gotta kind of catch up. Anyway, check out the other videos we have. We got kitchen remods. We got some auto fixes. We got some brakes, oil change, spark fluid removals. We have a Sea-Doo fix. Brother-in-law did a renovation of a Sea-Doo. Whole bunch of stuff. We're up to like 70 or 80 videos at this point. So we're doing really well. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much, and have a great time. Leather, take this out. There we go. This is good. This is good. Now we can hang off of it. Perfect. I have the free clearance of my tool, my bench, which is what I wanted to begin with. So I can work now. Next step, now that I have this done, caught a couple more things happening. So got lights, and I got my air hose I need to bring over here. So I got the reel. I'm gonna hardline the hoses. I got a 50-footer hung on the ceiling over there, retractable, and I'm gonna move my tank into the corner. We have a dedicated line for it over there. But I'm gonna take the Prime Fit hardline kit, which is a 26-piece from Amazon. I'll put it in the description below. And you'll see me do all that, right? So that'll be in one of the next videos for Average Mike. All right, so I'm going to clean the garage now. So I don't want you guys don't need to hang for that, right? So we have the storage needed. So now I can put coolers back up in there. Boom, right? So now my coolers can go back up in there. And then, so that's good. Good to go. Let's see. You watch me do the part 1 was the bench build. Part 2 was the shelf build. Part 3 was back over here. Part 3 was the pegboard and this top shelf. Mounted all. So we're all good. We're gonna start organization again. Coming together. I got my old pegboard back here. I found a spot for my golf set. Got the wife's decorations up here for all the kind of stuff. Got auto stuff up here and caulks, and then as I said before, you have all the paints on the very top. So came together pretty well. You can check out the first video for the before and after snapshot. I'll throw it up on here. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for watching Average Mike. Thanks for watching Average Mike. Like and subscribe. Click the little bell for notifications. Check out the descriptions. I have all the links, all the shelving, and some of the tools that I used to get this all built. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you next time.